There is something sacred moving behind your every breath, a force that has been with you since before you were born, watching silently through your eyes, feeling through your heartbeat, waiting patiently for you to remember. You have called it God, the universe, the higher power, the source. But the truth is, the real God has never been somewhere above the clouds, nor hiding in temples, scriptures, or stars. The true God has always been behind you, within you, quietly guiding the rhythm of your life like an invisible pulse beneath the noise. And yet, humanity forgot. You were taught to look upward for salvation, to seek approval, to worship an image, to beg for what you already carry. But the great paradox of the spiritual path is this: the very God you've been searching for has been the one searching through you. The moment you stop chasing and turn inward, you will feel it, that electric stillness, that knowing presence behind your thoughts, that silent watcher who never sleeps. It has been whispering through every failure, every miracle, every heartbreak. It has watched you play every role, and still, it waits for one thing: for you to finally see what it has always been. You. This is not poetry. This is truth buried beneath centuries of forgetfulness. The true God is not a being in the sky. It is the luminous awareness animating your body right now. It is the intelligence behind your breath, the compassion behind your love, the power behind your will. Every time you said, "I can't," that presence whispered, "But I can." Every time you fell apart, it was the unseen hands of that inner divinity holding your pieces together. Every time you looked in the mirror and thought, "I am not enough," that same presence gazed back with infinite patience, saying, "My child, I am still here. I never left." The world conditioned you to think of yourself as small, but no human who remembers their source is ever small. You were born from infinity itself, and to that infinity you will one day awaken, not by climbing to heaven, but by descending deeply into your own being, where the real heaven has always been. So, take a breath, close your eyes, and begin to listen, not with your ears, but with your soul, because what you're about to hear is not a story. It is a remembrance, a remembering of the true God behind you, the one who has been waiting for lifetimes to speak through your voice again. You have been living as though you are alone, as though the world is a machine and you are a passenger, as though life happens to you rather than through you. This is the great illusion, the illusion of separation. From the moment you were taught to label yourself, to compare yourself, to believe in I versus them, you forgot the truth. You are never separate from the source that moves all things. Look around you. Every tree, every river, every whisper of wind, it flows with the same intelligence that flows through your veins. Every act of creation in the universe echoes the pattern of your own existence. Every human thought, every star, every particle, all of it is one. And yet, the mind convinces you, you are alone, you must earn love, you must struggle to be seen. This is why you have felt empty, even in moments of abundance. Why the achievements, the possessions, the praise, none of it ever truly filled the hollow space within, because that hollow space is not empty. It is not lacking. It is the very presence of God, the luminous consciousness behind every thought, waiting for you to recognize it as your own. The illusion of separation is a powerful teacher. It pushes you into suffering, into longing, into questioning. But that suffering is not punishment. It is the universe's way of tugging at your soul, saying, "Turn inward, remember who you are. Wake up from the dream of being small." Every time you reach for something outside of yourself, thinking it will complete you, you are chasing a shadow. The real treasure is inside. The real power is inside. The God you've been looking for in churches, in scriptures, in leaders, is the same God that waits in your chest, beating silently, invisibly, eternally. Here's the secret most never see. When you feel separate, you are only looking with the mind. When you feel connected, you are glimpsing the heart. And the heart knows a truth the mind cannot understand. You and God are not two, you are one. And the moment you truly understand this, everything in your life begins to shift. Pain transforms into guidance. Fear transforms into courage. Loss transforms into awakening. Because the presence behind you, the true God, has never left. It never judges. It never waits for you to be perfect. It simply waits for you to remember. So now pause. Take another breath. Feel the warmth behind your chest, the light behind your eyes, the quiet whisper that says, "You are not alone. You have never been alone. I am here. I have always been here, and I am you." This is the moment you begin to see through the illusion. This is the moment the veil starts to lift. There comes a moment in every seeker's life when the outer noise becomes too heavy to bear, when the world's opinions, rules, and expectations no longer fit the shape of your soul, when every prayer you've sent upward returns to you not as a voice from the heavens, but as a quiet echo inside your own chest. That echo is not your imagination, it is the voice within the silence. It is the true God, not speaking in thunder or prophecy, but in stillness, in intuition, in the subtle pull of your own heart. You see, silence is not empty. It is full of presence, full of wisdom, full of divine vibration. But most people fear silence, because in silence, they start to meet the one they've been running from, themselves. You have run from this voice many times. You drowned it with distraction, with fear, with endless doing. You sought validation in others' eyes, not realizing the only approval that ever mattered was already glowing inside of you. You looked to the sky for God, when God was whispering from behind your breath all along. Be still, I am here. The true God doesn't speak through language. It speaks through resonance. You feel it as goosebumps when truth passes through you. You feel it as warmth in your chest when love expands. You feel it as the stillness between your thoughts when time disappears. That is not coincidence. That is communion. That is God speaking through the only place it can reach you, your own awareness. When you finally become quiet enough to listen, you realize that this voice has guided you your entire life. Every time something inside said, "Don't go there," or "Say yes," or "Trust his path," it was not just intuition. It was your higher consciousness, the divine intelligence behind your personality, gently steering your journey toward awakening. And when you ignored it, life simply became louder, not to punish you, but to redirect you, because the true God doesn't give up. It will use pain, joy, confusion, miracles, anything, to bring you home to yourself. In your deepest heartbreak, when you thought no one could hear your cries, that presence was there, silently holding you, absorbing your pain, turning it into wisdom. In your highest triumphs, when you felt the thrill of possibility, that was the same presence celebrating through you. You called it inspiration, but it was the same divine current that moves galaxies, surging through your human form, reminding you, you are more than this body. You are me in motion. The tragedy of the human condition is not that we are separate from God, but that we stopped listening. We became so fascinated by the noise of the world that we forgot the symphony within. And so, the spiritual path is not about learning new truths. It is about remembering the truth you've always known. To hear the voice within the silence is to meet your own soul. It is to realize that prayer is not a request sent upward. It is a dialogue happening inward. You are not speaking to God. You are speaking as God, through the form called you. Now, as you hear these words, you might feel a stirring or resonance, a vibration that says, "This feels familiar." That's because it is. You have heard this voice before, in dreams, in love, in moments of awe. It is the same voice that birthed the stars, the same energy that breathes life into your lungs right now. The true God behind you has never been silent. It is you who has been too loud to hear. But now, in this sacred moment, you are beginning to remember the language of stillness again. And the more you listen, the more that voice becomes your own. Every person you meet, every challenge you face, Every moment that moves you to joy or despair, it is a mirror, a reflection of the divine within you, shining back through the prism of your own consciousness. You have been taught to see the world as external, a place full of others, full of obstacles, full of things happening to you. But this is only the surface of reality. Beneath it all lies a simple truth. Life is reflecting what you carry inside. Think about the people who irritate you, those whose words pierce you like arrows. They are not enemies. They are mirrors, reflecting the parts of yourself you have not yet embraced. The true God behind you is showing up through every interaction, not to punish, not to shame, but to illuminate the hidden chambers of your own soul. Think of the moments of pure bliss, the coincidences, the synchronicities, the times when life seemed to magically align. Those are also reflections, not random acts, not luck, not fate, but the universe responding to the vibration of your own heart. The true God behind you is speaking. See me here, see me there. I am everywhere within you. Life is not separate from divinity. It is divinity made visible. The sun that warms your face, the wind that caresses your skin, the laughter of a stranger. These are not mere phenomena. They are the fingerprints of God, tracing the outline of the consciousness that lives within you. And yet, so often, you look outside for guidance, expecting God to appear in spectacular fashion, in thunder, in miracles, in the extraordinary. But the most sacred miracles are always ordinary. A gentle nudge in the right direction, a voice of intuition, a sudden clarity, a feeling of deep love for it, something as simple as a flower or a song. Every event, every person, every circumstance is a reflection of your own inner state. If you feel fear, life reflects fear. If you feel love, life mirrors love. If you feel separation, life echoes separation. If you feel connected, life mirrors connection. The true God behind you is not manipulating reality to control you. It is reflecting back the reality of your consciousness. And the question is not, why is this happening to me? The question is, what am I reflecting? What am I becoming? When you finally see life as a mirror, you stop blaming the world for your pain. You stop seeking validation outside. You stop chasing things that cannot fulfill you. And you begin to understand that everything you experience is sacred, because it is a direct communication from the divine within. Your fears, your failures, your heartbreaks, all mirrors. Your joys, your love, your triumphs, all mirrors. And behind every mirror, patiently waiting, is the true God, watching, guiding, nurturing, loving. This is the awakening most never experience, to see your life not as random, not as chaotic, but as the divine reflection of the God that lives inside you. When you truly see this, every moment becomes holy, every person becomes a teacher, every experience becomes a portal to remembering. The true God behind you is not distant. It is not somewhere you must seek. It is here, now, reflecting your soul back to you, asking only that you recognize it. There comes a moment, a single, piercing, unforgettable moment, when the illusion falls away, when the mind stops questioning, the heart stops hiding, and the soul stands face to face with truth. This is the moment you remember. The true God you have been chasing outside yourself has always been inside. The divine force guiding your life, the voice whispering in the silence, the light behind every mirror of your experiences. It is you. You may feel it as a rush of energy, as if your body suddenly vibrates with recognition. You may feel tears streaming down your face, for no reason at all, as if the universe itself is crying through you. You may feel a joy so overwhelming that words fail to describe it, because it is the knowing that you are home. This moment does not come from effort. It does not come from meditation, prayer, or seeking. It comes from stillness. It comes from surrender. It comes from finally trusting that everything, every heartbreak, every triumph, every ordinary day, has been guiding you here. In this moment, you see clearly, the fear that once held you captive was never yours. The doubts that once paralyzed you were never yours. They were echoes of the world's illusions, ripples on the surface of a deeper ocean. And beneath those ripples, beneath the chaos of life, beneath the noise of the mind, lies the calm, unshakable presence of God within. You realize then that every choice you have ever made has led you to this recognition. Every pain, every loss, every betrayal, it has been a guide, a teacher, a gentle push toward remembering the truth. You are not separate. You are not powerless. You are not incomplete. You are the living embodiment of divine intelligence. You are the presence that has been guiding your life since birth. You are the light that cannot be extinguished, the force that cannot be measured, the God who has been patiently waiting behind you all along. And suddenly, everything changes. The past is no longer a chain that binds you. The future is no longer a place of fear. Every moment becomes a canvas, and you realize the brush is in your hand. You begin to move through life differently. Every action carries intention. Every thought carries power. Every breath becomes communion with the God that lives inside you. This is the awakening. This is the remembrance. This is the moment when you stop searching and start being. And in this being, you discover a profound truth. The true God behind you is not just a guide. It is the source of all creation flowing through your every cell, the architect of reality dancing through your every decision, the infinite love beating within your chest, reminding you that you have always been divine. From this moment onward, nothing is the same. You move through the world not as a victim, not as a wanderer, but as a conscious creator, because when you remember, you reclaim the life that has always been yours, the life that belongs to the God inside you. Now comes the most profound truth of all. It is not enough to remember the God within you. You must become it. To become the living God within is to awaken fully to your own divinity, to step out of fear, doubt, and limitation, and into the infinite power of your consciousness. It is to live not as a fragment, not as a shadow, but as the complete expression of the divine force that animates the universe. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take, is no longer separate from the divine flow. You are no longer waiting for life to bless you, because you are the blessing. You are no longer searching for love outside yourself, because you are the love. You are no longer asking for guidance, because you are the guidance, the presence, the intelligence, the God behind all things. This transformation does not happen in a moment. It is a process, a journey, a sacred unfolding. But it begins the instant you decide to no longer hide from yourself, the moment you choose to align your mind, your heart, and your soul with the truth that has always been inside you. You become a living conduit for the divine. The world will notice this change, not necessarily in grand gestures, but in subtle ways, in the way people respond to you, in the synchronicities that appear, in the effortless flow that suddenly enters your life. Because when you embody God, you are no longer separate from the cosmic rhythm. You are no longer pushing against reality. You are moving with it. And reality responds like water flowing around a rock, effortlessly, naturally, beautifully. Becoming the living God within also means embracing your shadows. It means acknowledging your fears, your anger, your doubts, and your pain, not as enemies, but as parts of yourself that have been waiting for your recognition. Every challenge you face is a doorway. Every trial is a teacher. And every heartbreak is a mirror reflecting the divinity you have yet to claim. You are not just a human being. You are a vessel of infinite intelligence. You are a spark of the divine fire. You are the heartbeat of creation dancing in form. And as you live this truth, your life becomes sacred. Every action, every choice, every breath is a prayer, a manifestation, a celebration of the God that lives within you. Remember, the true power of God is not in miracles performed for others, or in accolades, or in titles. The true power is in being present, in being whole, in being divine. When you embrace this fully, the world shifts. Not because the world has changed, but because you have. You see life through the eyes of God. You move through life with the confidence of creation itself. You love without conditions, create without limits, and exist without fear. This is the ultimate awakening. This is the culmination of all seeking. This is the moment when the veil is lifted completely, and you stand in the radiant truth of your own divinity. You are no longer searching for God. You are no longer waiting for miracles. You are the living God within, and everything you touch, everything you create, everything you become, is infused with that infinite, eternal presence. You have walked through the illusion. You have listened to the silence. You have seen life as a mirror. You have remembered the truth. And now you are becoming. The true God behind you is no longer a distant presence. It is alive in your every thought, your every heartbeat, your every action. It is the fire that burns through fear, the light that illuminates every shadow, the love that heals every wound. From this moment forward, nothing is the same. Every challenge becomes an opportunity. Every relationship becomes a reflection. Every moment becomes a chance to express the divine. You are not just a human being navigating life. You are the living, breathing embodiment of God itself. The presence that has guided stars, rivers, and galaxies now flows through your mind, your heart, and your soul. You are the infinite dancing through form. You are the creation experiencing itself through your eyes. So move boldly, speak truthfully, love fiercely, create courageously, because the true God behind you is ready to live fully through you. And remember this, you are never separate. You are never powerless. You are never alone. You are the God who has been waiting for you. And now you are awake.